Thank you for clicking on the link and coming to check out what we released in Q4 for Elite, POR1, our e-commerce solution, all those things. We did a ton of work in Q4, and I'm just going to hit the highlights. But if you're ever curious, go to ULearn, look at the release notes, watch the video, read this thing, immerse yourself in all the new stuff we're putting out there. I'm going to hit the highlights though from Q4, and I'm going to start right off here with POR1. So this has been a long-awaited release for functionality around fulfillment. We're really excited to get it out to you. So I can click on this. I can click on my checkout. I can click here, and now I have an in progress deal. I can action items out. I can action items in. I can one click action all. I can slide to the left, do the next thing, action all, and then I'm done. This is a little short contract. Submit it, and everything's done. And all of that flows back into the fulfillment tab on contract fulfillment. We initially did this in the driver flow for delivery fulfillment. So the drivers in the field fulfilling items, or their crew are fulfilling items in the field. And now, right on the heels of that, we're coming out with the prep out, prep in, will call out, will call in, truck out, truck in, all of those things. So all of fulfillment is going to be supported by the end of this next quarter. But right now we got out there, what we have out there is we have the driver fulfillment with the other fulfillment pieces coming right on its heels. Another thing I can't really show you anything for, but I think it's just important to note, are you an AWS system? Are you looking to get into Power BI or some BI tool where you need access to your data? Of course, it's in the cloud, and so it's a lot more secure, but it also makes accessibility to that data a little trickier. Well, we built a data download tool that allows you to bring the relevant data for Power BI projects onto a local device that allows you then to build your Power BI dashboards against your data out of the AWS secured system. If you're interested in that, call your account manager, call support. We need to get it turned on for you. And then it's all self-serve. You just download the download tool, and it brings that data into your local device where you can then start creating your own Power BI or any BI tool. It's not just about Power BI. It could be any BI tool. Okay, the next thing I'm going to go over several Innovate items. One of them, diving into data glance here, if I am closing a contract and I have been using fulfillment, and I go to close the contract, we now have a feature called Close All Fulfilled, No Overtime. So what this allows you to do is you're in the process of reconciling inventory returns from the weekend. You've got all your fulfilled stuff. That's great. But you want to close the contract and get things moving and reconcile the other things later. So this allows you to at least close all the fulfilled items with no overtime in case it trailed into Tuesday or Wednesday. So this is a cool Univate feature, came up in an IC a little while back, and we finally got that out there. So that's awesome. The next thing I want to go over with you is this color display. So we all love our colors. Colors mean so much to everyone. Everybody's got opinions about colors, but there's a lot of unknown around this in column right here about some people just understand, well, what does the blue mean? Oh, well, that means some items are available and some aren't. And so this is just a guide here to help you understand what all the colors mean in that in column. So save a little bit of time there, and also just get your new people up to speed about what things mean. The next thing we want to go over is something I'm not going to dive in and show you on the screen, but I do want to speak to it, and that's preserving pickup dates during auto continuation billing for long-term monthly contracts. So this is where they're continuation billing on a regular basis, and then they've called it, and you want to have a pickup date for mid-month, the final month. And so then when you go to continuation bill that month, it'll just continuation bill it to the pickup date so that your pickup date doesn't get lost in the shuffle of doing continuation billing. That's a great feature if you're into continuation billing, long-term contracts, and dealing with those pickup dates sometimes getting lost. The other thing I'm going to go over is a transfer. So if I go into new contract, I'll do it this way, and I'm going to do a transfer contract. This is all the same, and I'm going to say no, I'm transferring later. You get a question now, is this a one-way or a round-trip transfer? Well, what does that mean? A one-way transfer is kind of what a transfer has typically been for a lot of you, especially the equipment folks that are moving serialized items around. One-way transfer just means you're moving it over there. You don't know if it's going to come back or when it's going to come back. You're not worried about that right now. You just want to move it to that location. A round-trip transfer, what that does is it has functionality for bulk items that basically says, yeah, I'm going to give you these 100 chairs, but I'm expecting them back in a week. The round trip transfer has just special functionality, not only for bulk items, but for the return of a bulk item. So if I were to go ahead and create this transfer, we'll do it for the week. That doesn't really matter. And then I add an item, and I'm going to do 100 of them. You're going to see that it's going to put a positive and a negative number to account for the ins and outs. And so store one is sending 100, and so that's decrementing store one's availability by 100, but it's incrementing store two's by 100 for the same period of time. This is what a round trip transfer is. It's saying, yeah, I'm giving them to you, store two, but I also expect them back in this period of time. So that's what a round trip transfer looks like. In e-commerce, I want to talk to a couple things I can show you. You haven't seen it. This is our new unified storefront, and we're now supporting used equipment. I can give you the make, model, year, serial number, the metered hours, if there is such a thing for the item. And then, of course, it shows you the actual pictures of the item you're selling, and then somebody could actually buy that and proceed with that transaction. So that's cool. Another thing that we're supporting now is just going to light compaction here. This is a great example. Like, this is probably not the thing you want to present first to your consumers. You probably want to show these things over here. This is sorting by alpha. So it's got the numbers and then the A and then so forth. But there is functionality now in the storefront setup that allows you to dictate what order those go in. I know Colin's going to watch this and go, man, we need to resort what our light compaction order is for our items. So that's a really great feature. You can also, on the checkout, you can set a delivery address. And that is pretty much what I have for you today. Again, Q4 was loaded. Read the email, read your release notes, and I look forward to showing you what we did in Q1 of 2026. Have a great day.